Modern cars are amazing things. You can abuse them, fail to maintain them, overwork them, and they just keep going. But maybe you're one of those people whose car dies all the time and you never saw it coming. That's okay. If you don't get cars, this is going to help you. Top 5 signs yours is dying. I start off with the engine light rather low at number 5 because cars use these in different ways. They don't all mean the same thing in every car. However, if you've got a check engine light, that's usually not too urgent. That usually means your emissions system has a component out of compliance. If you have an engine light separate from that, that's the one you pay attention to. Usually it means your car maker cheated you out of a temperature gauge or an oil pressure gauge and gave you a dumb light instead. What it basically says is pull over now. Or if you keep driving, it basically says buy a new car soon. Cars sold since late 2007 have to have this. It stands for Tire Pressure Monitoring System. Little sensors in your wheels, they give you an indication on your dash if any tire's pressure is 25% or more below what it should be. That may sound like esoterica, but let me tell you, driving a car at 19 psi versus a specified 26 is like asking for your car to roll over or change lanes without your involvement. Not pretty. Pay attention. Number 3, groaning brakes. This is different than squeaking brakes. Groaning brakes are what you get when you have squeaking brakes and ignore them, and you wear out all the brake pad. Now you're down to metal on metal. Your braking performance now will be, shall we say, unpredictable, especially in a panic stop. Should you live long enough to get this repaired, it's also going to be very expensive now because you ignored it for so long. So stop now, if you can, and get it dealt with. Number 2 is the death rattle. When you start your car, especially when it's cold, does it make a sound like a coffee can full of nuts and bolts being rattled around? That's never good. They're not designed that way. This usually suggests you have absolutely no oil pressure, or your valve train's disintegrating, or both, or one because of the other. In any event, you are well down the road toward turning your engine into a great big greasy recyclable. Turn it off and get it fixed. Number 1 has always been, and probably always will be, overheating. Combustion engines will never deal well with this. When engines overheat seriously, parts start to warp, castings crack, fluids escape, plastic parts melt, engine bays catch on fire. This has always been the big kahuna, and it's super expensive to fix. Whenever you get a really high temperature needle or an overheat light, pull her over now or risk having a new car on your list of things to do.